Hello, welcome to my sketchbook flip through where I will show you everything in this, including all the ugly ones and all the ones I don't like. So this is a sketchbook from the brand Menorah. I think it's the 10 centimeter by 10 centimeter size, which I like the size a lot. It was really fun. I don't like when sketchbooks are too big, they feel a little overwhelming. So this was nice and small enough to not feel overwhelming, but big enough where I can add some detail. I have this sticker on the front. I don't remember who the artist is, but if I find it, I can add their name. I got the sticker from a flea market here in Mumbai, and I don't remember who exactly it is, but I thought it was so cute, this little cat. Okay, so the first page just has my contact information, like my phone number and email, so I'm just gonna skip that, but it says my name, my phone number, and my email address. So this is the first page. This was at a coffee shop, and this was the day before I went into the hospital to give birth to our son. So yeah, I was feeling very anxious this day, and it was nice to just be able to slow down, look around, observe, and be able to draw this. So Subco is my favorite cafe, and this is the one that's closer to our home. And then this is actually the morning that I went into the hospital. This is still in our house. It's just a self-portrait, and then this is me sitting on the edge of our bed, looking in the mirror and sketching, and you can see my my pregnant belly. I wanted to capture that one last time. And right here it says, I am brave, I am strong. My husband, Trish, was making me say these affirmations, which were helpful, and this is one of the ones I said the most. These are some flowers that I got for Mother's Day, and I just sketched them before going to the hospital. This is the view from our hospital room. There's like a highway with cars, and there's a walkway, and the sun was setting. So we were just waiting for the doctor, and I was losing my mind. So I just looked out the window, took out my brush pen, and just started drawing what I saw. And then this is my very first drawing of my son, Shiloh Gabriel Solomon. Yeah, this was really special, just to like look at him, observe him, and try to capture him for the first time. These drawings do not capture what he looks like at all. So yeah, and I was like, it's okay. It's my first time seeing this kid. It's my first time drawing him. It'll take a long time to be able to capture his essence, and I've drawn him many more times since then, and it still doesn't look like him at all. So anyways, that is my first drawing of Shiloh. And this was, I think this was the day we left the hospital or the day before we left, but I just wanted to capture the hospital room, to remember what it looked like. That's Shiloh right there in his little cot sleeping. So yeah, I just sat down. No, I was sitting up. I was standing up. I just observed everything around me, tried to capture as best I could, and it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed this drawing a lot. It's very meditative. And then this is my husband, Trish, doing skin-to-skin contact with our son. So sweet. He's covered in a little blanket. And then these lines I added later. I got Posca markers a little bit afterwards, and I was just playing around with them and added these lines. And this is another drawing of Shiloh. Also doesn't look like him at all. And I try to draw some of his funny hand shapes. They look kind of wonky, but that's all right. Another drawing of Shiloh. This is when he was 1 week old. Swaddled up, sleeping. And this is just swatches of those Posca markers that I got. And I got some nice pastel colored pencils. This is a little shot from the kitchen in my husband's parents' house. The coffee maker, some mugs hanging up. Yeah, I like just drawing things around me, capturing things from everyday life. I am of the opinion that drawings don't need to be of big, beautiful, amazing things, but rather we should just try to capture the everyday life around us, and those things can become beautiful. And even though this might not mean anything to most people, I see this and I just remember the day I was standing in the kitchen, just observing, meditating, and it's a very sweet memory. This is some of my son's little onesies, the newborn size. These are the smallest size that we had. Yeah, I just wanted to capture them. Already he doesn't fit into most of these, and he is 8 weeks now. He doesn't fit into these, so I just wanted to draw them. So this is my mom who came to visit me from the US, and she was cooking some of my comfort foods that I grew up eating. Gaijuk, which is like a chicken porridge type thing, and dumplings, and she's in the kitchen making those. I just stepped aside and drew her. I wasn't being very helpful, I was just drawing her. And then me and her went to one of my favorite, actually my favorite restaurant in the city called Kuraku. It's a Japanese restaurant. It's really authentic. It's so good, and me and my mom both love Chinese food. Oh, sorry, Japanese food. Did I say Chinese? I meant Japanese. Japanese food, sushi. So we went, the two of us, and yeah, just drew everything that we had. This is my son, Shiloh, doing tummy time. This is my husband, Drish, just sitting on the couch, working on his laptop. This is Drish holding Shiloh in the fussy baby hold, which we use quite often because he can be fussy sometimes. So this, when he's held in this position, he calms down quite a bit. And then this is from a Draw With Me video by Sketchbook School. Every Thursday, they do a live stream where you can just draw what he was drawing, draw along with him. So this one was for endangered wildlife, and I thought it was really fun. I was really pleasantly surprised with how these came out, especially this rhino. I thought it looks really nice. This is another drawing of Shiloh. This is just with a normal ballpoint pen, like just the pen that I journal with. And yeah, that doesn't look like him at all, but that's okay. My goal is not to try to make the perfect drawing of him, but just observe him, enjoy the time that I spend drawing him. Yeah, so it doesn't look like him at all. This is from when me and Josh went to a restaurant for pizza and mac and cheese. It was so good. And then I drew this, and this is the receipt from there. It's kind of faded already, but this was from that. I like the perspective in this. I really like drawing perspective with things up close being a lot bigger. And you can see like this guy back here, he's so small compared to Drish. Like his head is just that big and Drish's head is this big just because he's farther away. And it gives that effect nicely, I think. This is two stuffed animals that are here in Drish's parents' house. Yeah, that's that. These are some plants that are outside on their terrace. So yeah, I just drew these in pencil. That was fun. And then this is my son again. This one actually looks a little bit like him. This foot is super wonky, but this looks a little bit like him. He's just sitting up against a pillow. Oh no, that's him crying. He's up against a pillow and listening to music. And then this is the view from our window. One morning, my husband was making omelets, and so I just observed him and just sketched everything that he was doing. So the eggshells, he's mixing the eggs together, milk, chopping board, yeah. And so I said everything but the omelet because I didn't draw the actual finished omelet itself. So this is a drawing of our friend's dog. His name is Georgie, in his little dog bed with a toy that we bought for him. We were dog sitting him for a little while, or my sister-in-law was dog sitting him, so he was at the house. And so I just sat down and drew him. And this was another Draw With Me video. Yeah, so it was a memory game. He would give these little prompts and you have to draw them by memory. And so some of these are good, some of these are really bad. Like Winnie the Pooh looks so weird. The dragon is kind of decent, the wings are weird. Yeah, some of these are good, some of these are super bad. That scorpion is so whack, but it was fun. This was me just experimenting with my Posca markers. It was fun. Yeah, I don't know what I was going for, I was just playing around. So I drew Marine Drive. This was from a photo on my phone. And then some lychees. Lychees, people say it differently, but here most people say lychees. Oh, this was me, I was just standing in front of the mirror, like a full-size mirror, and I just drew myself, painted it. It was fun. This like t-shirt and shorts is just my current outfit all the time as a mom to a newborn. This one was fun. I liked that I used different colors for the foreground, midground, and background. That was fun. In this house, Trisha's parents' house, I saw a nice like tea kettle, a tea set, and I just wanted to draw it, so I took it down. And yeah, I drew all these details with the markers, and I think it came out nicely. Okay. And then this was a sketch of the place where I get my haircut. Yeah, it's kind of weird. That's okay. Something interesting about my sketchbooks is that I actually like, well, I don't know if like is the right word, but it's almost a relief when I make a bad drawing or bad painting, bad sketch. Because if everything is really nice and I really like all the sketches that I have, then it feels really precious and I put a lot of pressure on myself, versus if I make a sketch that I don't like so much or one that I think is bad, then it's kind of a relief because now I can just have fun again and not worry about making perfect drawings. So I feel like lots of people don't draw or don't do art because they're afraid it's going to be bad, but actually it's, yeah, for me, it's kind of a relief when that happens. I don't need to put so much pressure on myself. And literally it's just a sketchbook. This isn't going on anyone's walls. It's not even on my walls. It's just for fun. So it's okay if it's bad. And this was from when Shiloh turned 1 month. We had like a little cupcake, not for him obviously, but we had a cupcake. We took a photo of him, a video of him with the cupcake with the one candle on it. And so this was me eating the cupcake and the progression of each bite. Doesn't really look like a cupcake after this one, but that's okay. And this is, I think, the restaurant that we got it from. I just cut out this logo from the bag and added it on. This, I drew this from a photo that was on my phone. It's some building in South Palm Bay. That was fun. I drew these with the Posca markers, the little trees. This one is literally so bad. But hey, like I said, that takes pressure off me, and it's okay. I really don't care. If I don't like it, I can just close the book and move on. Yeah, this is my son, Shiloh. These two actually look a bit like, this one looks quite a lot like him. This one looks a little like him. This looks less like him, and this looks much less like him. And these red splotches, I'd put them on the book beforehand, which I do sometimes. I'll add random color or random collage. And then whenever I get to that page, I just have to work with it. This is my favorite cafe, Subco. I'd been after a long time. Well, the very first sketch in this book was also Subco, but this is a different location. This is the one that I usually go to. So this was my first time there in a while. And I just use a brush pen. And I like the simple colors. Well, yeah, I added a collage to this one from that same bag that I had cut out previously. Yeah, this was from a photo that I took when we were in the car. The monsoon in Mumbai started, so this was like at night. And it's rainy. I don't know if you can see that from like these red lines that show the reflection of the car lights. This was fun. But one morning I went to this cafe called Suzette, and I just had breakfast by myself. I try to get out of the house quite often because I'll go a little crazy if I stay home. So I went by myself here and I just sat and sketched, and then after I sketched this whole scene, this family came in with this little boy, and I was chatting with them. They were so sweet. So I added them in, which is why you can kind of see the lines from the window go through this lady. But this was really fun and peaceful. This was from the roof of the building. It's not great. Those definitely don't look like clouds, but it's okay. It was fun. These are the little pigeons sitting there. This is just swatches of these crayons, pastels that I got. I don't know how to say the name of this, so I'm not even gonna try, but I love these pastels. They're amazing. They're water soluble, so you can see I started each swatch like coloring with it normally, and then I added water and it becomes a watercolor. So that was fun. And I used those in those pastels. This is my husband holding our baby in his baby carrier, and he's playing Minecraft. So yeah, during this point, our baby was not sleeping like at all, but he'll always sleep in the baby carrier. These are some self-portraits. I just opened the front camera on my phone and just drew what I saw. And I had also added this color before. So our baby in his stroller, sleeping, he's swaddled, and he has a pacifier in. He'd had a pretty rough day that day, so he was peaceful and calm here. That's why I said peace for now. And he's 6 weeks and 5 days in this drawing. I wrote 16 days because on the one app we used to track him, it said 1 month, 16 days. And I got confused, so I wrote 6 weeks and 16 days, but he's 6 weeks and 5 days in this. Oh, this is a sketch of this place in Mumbai called Nana Chowk. Yeah, I don't have much to say about it, but it was fun. I used those crayons, a mix of like a light gray pen to sketch out the scene, then watercolor, and those pastels. So I like the colors of this, and I like the framing of it in the sketchbook. This is from a Street View World Tour, which is a online workshop thing that happens once a month, where a host will choose a random place in the world that you can go do via Google Maps, and everyone on the call will draw it together. So this was just like a warm-up, and then this I basically almost exactly copied the host, what she was drawing. I was really interested in her style, so I wanted to kind of mimic that, and I really like how it came out. These photos I think are from Georgia, the country Georgia. This is another scene from that video call. It was really fun. I normally don't use such a thin line. And I like the highlights that I used with the pastels. And I used a thin line again here, and this was me and Drish and Shiloh. He was in my carrier. We were at a cafe. I just sat and drew everything. I like this perspective. And I also like this guy that's sitting here. He kind of like frames the whole piece. So I was trying to emulate that same style from before, and I think it came out well. I like this a lot. And again, same thin line. This was 4th of July. This collage thing was already here. This was from 4th of July. We had some friends over, and we were playing Risk. And Drish is holding our baby in his carrier. These are some plants outside our apartment. I like the effect that it has. And this is the last sketch in here. And I kind of gave up because my new sketchbook had come in, and I was sitting looking at my husband, who was a music producer, and he was working on something. I was sitting in the studio drawing him, and then our baby needed us. I think he woke up or started crying, so I went to take care of him, and I just never came back to this, and I was like, screw it, it's okay. Anyways, that's all. Yeah, this page I didn't draw because they're kind of stuck together. That's all. This is from those pastels. I just stuck them on here. And this paper I just have in between some of the sketches so that the color doesn't transfer to the other side. So that's my sketchbook. I think this might be like my 7th or 8th sketchbook I've completed, but this is the first time I'm filming every single page. Yeah, just because lots of people don't do art because they're scared to do it or they think they're bad at it. and I felt like that for a long time, but bad art is just part of the process, and if you don't like it, literally no one has to see it. I just showed you my bad art to encourage you and to show you that everyone does it, and it's really not that big of a deal if you make something bad. So yeah, I hope this encourages you to just draw your life, draw the things around you, draw the kitchen, draw the plants, draw your family, your friends. You don't need to draw anything really fancy or beautiful if you don't want to. The whole time that I was in the sketchbook I was basically just in the house taking care of our baby. So I really didn't leave to see anything beautiful. A couple of those drawings and paintings of different places I did from photos. So yeah, anyways, I hope that you enjoyed my flip through, and I will see you again at the next one. Bye!